This November, America will be participating in electing the 45th President of the United States, but we will also be remembering the 80th anniversary of one of the greatest American presidents in our history. In 1932, America elected Franklin Delano Roosevelt into office for the first time, and even though that was 80 years ago, his effects are still present. I am here to commemorate those few years FDR was in power, and how his actions put the hope and power back into our country. After coming into office just 3 years after the Great Depression, anyone would question whether they could take on the challenge to face the betrayed and scared people of America. But FDR had this charisma about him that would make everyone feel safe. Why would anyone think less, with him starting out with, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself"? Roosevelt used the Depression as an opportunity to revolutionize American life for generations to come. He used his presidential power to get America back up. Without Roosevelt and his achieving administration, our life today would not be the same. One of his great achievements was that he gave the people of America hope to carry on, even though the future looked bleak and unforgiving. He had the voice to make things better, and it gave incentive for people to get back up on their feet. With his weekly fireside chats, he would bond with the people, and they would listen in and hear all of the possibilities that the future held. Roosevelt signed in the New Deal, and even gave meaningless jobs to citizens that encouraged them that everything was okay. His words and inspirational tactics are still brought up in our society today. The Great Depression was the hardest time that America had faced. They were left with no hope, but that didn't stop Roosevelt from being president. The first 100 days of his presidency were remarkable, better than any other president, and it is now used to measure our leaders' achievements. Within this short number of days, FDR got Congress to pass every piece of legislation that came through. Without this, your bank would not be insured, and we would not have regional development. These first 100 days gave people the hope they needed, which is one of the reasons FDR is greatly commemorated. Not only did FDR give back hope, he also gave back jobs. The people needed money, and the country needed it to flow. So what better way to do it than to give out jobs? And that is just what Roosevelt did. He was a man of his word, and the economy looked slightly better than the previous years. And that's all that the people needed. As we can see now, those deals didn't do much for the economy at the time. But looking forward, they gave America the push it needed, and it eventually got back up on its feet. The remarkable man he was, Roosevelt changed America for the better. I don't think anyone else could have come in and achieved the same results. He was not only a president, but he was a friend, an inspiration, and the perfect leader. All of his achievements and words are looked back at, and that's the way it should be. This is why we celebrate his achievements that have lasted for 80 years.